There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board. Well, I don't know why we don't set up something like a pandemic production board. It's just, but you gotta. I mean, we gotta reassure. Look. My message to everybody I talk to be doing now, I would really empower a supply commander. I've been talking about this for a while. A general or an admiral who has authority to, in fact, decide what the entire supply chain is. One of the people directing that and creating that Defense Production Act to get these things done, and then figuring out how to distribute it around the United States where they are needed. It's not the governor's responsibility to make those judgments. And the Defense Production Act for banks to make sure. I talked with Stephanie Ruhle a week or so ago. What I've been worried about, and she and I talked about, is the fact they got to prioritize lending to small businesses. The mom and pop businesses are going to go out of business. They should be the ones who are making sure they're able to stay open. They're able to come back in and be in play. I mean, the outfit that has 4 employees, 10 employees, small businesses under 500. That's important. I get that. But how about all those people in every town in America? You walk down Main Street and all those places are closed. What about those people? They need help. I'd establish a pandemic testing board to finally solve the testing problem. I mean, literally a board set up to do nothing but get the product that is needed, the tests that are needed, the laboratories. I'd have the private and public laboratories collaborating to move rapidly on testing. And I'd open up an enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act. Give people the notion that you're not going to walk away from there being able to have health care. And I'd collect more data on what's happening in African American and minority communities where the death rate is alarming in those areas. One of the things that I think we keep coming back to, and I've spent this morning talking to the docs that used to work with Sanjay in our last administration and heads of other entities, it gets down to testing. It's about testing, tracing, and treatment. And still we're way behind on the testing piece. And I don't quite understand why we're taking so long to do the kinds of things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board. Well, I don't know why we don't set up something like a pandemic production board where we